Hey everyone, it is Benster Piszczek once again, and yes, I'm back with another story time. But before I tell this story or say anything else, I just wanted to say regarding the title that this is not meant to poke fun at anybody with Tourette syndrome or any other disorder. This video is clearly meant for entertainment purposes and it is only used to inform you of a story that actually happened 2 years ago. Just a disclaimer. Anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to a few of my favorite YouTubers. I already mentioned Rice Gum. Now, he's really one of the biggest YouTubers, hottest in the game right now. You can subscribe to him and watch some of his videos. You know, his content, it's not as good as it used to be, but his content is still pretty good. You might as well check that out. Second on the list is Beastie. Now, he's somewhat like Rice Gum. You know, he watches videos, reacts to them, critiques people's content, but he's a very funny guy. I'll put a link to one of his videos or his channel in the description. Beastie is pretty funny. And number 3, he's a very lesser-known YouTuber, but he goes by the name Hatbox Bro. He apparently makes YouTube hoops of Willy Wonka videos, you know, both the old and the new film, puts them together, and he makes creative pieces of art with it. Now, his videos may be cringeworthy, especially to some of the people I know, but to me, it's pretty good, so check out his channel as well. Now we're going to go on to the story time. Now, this happened 2 years ago, but it was still crazy and I could not get it out of my head. So, I already mentioned to you in my last story time, Brennen, you know, the special needs Tourette's kid who lives down the street right now. This was something, and I'm kind of spoiling this for you already. In fact, the title may spoil it for you, but this is actually something crazy that he did 2 years ago. Now, I was bored and I just wanted to go up to his house to talk to him, as I usually do every once in a while, right? But he wasn't there, and apparently the Dodge Avenger, that's what the car was. It was a white Dodge Avenger that his cousin owned. It was just sitting right there, as it always has. It's been picking up dirt and dust for like a long time since, I don't know how many years, like 2 or 3 at that point. But anyway, the car was just sitting there, as it always has. And all of a sudden, it was gone, right? And I noticed Brennen was gone and the Dodge Avenger was gone, but I didn't think he would put 2 and 2 together. Now, he apparently said, I'm going to drive the car. Hut. You know, he said he was going to drive that car, right? But he says a lot of weird stuff. He says a lot of very weird stuff. Like, I'm going to go to the Pentagon and hack it. I'm going to fly to the moon. Him. And, you know, at that point, I just couldn't take him seriously when he said, I'm going to steal the car. Like, I really didn't think he would take the car. So, that's why I didn't tell his parents or guardians right away. And so, anyway, I was just back at my house when 15 minutes later, his cousin came knocking on my door, telling me, hey, have you seen Brennen? I think he took the Dodge Avenger, and I kind of didn't believe him at first. So then I pulled out my phone, called up Brennen, and said, hey, man, where are you at? And he was like, nowhere. And I asked him again, he was like, nowhere. And I put away the phone, right? And he apparently tells me, his cousin apparently tells me, Ben, if you see him, tell me. And I'm like, okay. And so anyway, I just decided to lay down for like 10 minutes, and decide to go to Riverview Park, you know, the hangout park right near my school, right? And while I'm walking on my way there, his cousin that was just at my door apparently skirts up in his pickup truck and he says, I just saw Brennen driving off. And I decided to come with him to track down Brennen. And then we go back to Brennen's house to talk with the family about what's going on. And so we decided to go to Verizon and... Verizon, right, to track him, even though we later found out we couldn't track him for whatever reason. But apparently I suggested we go stop by the park to see if he was there, but his cousin insisted go to Verizon first or whatever. And halfway there, one of his relatives called and said he was there at the park, the same park I suggested we go to. And we quickly drove by there and saw Brennen in the relative's pickup truck, and his cousin was like, dude, you could have killed someone. And he was like, I don't care. I don't care. And so I'm just sitting here like, dude, why? And so apparently his cousin decides to drop me off back at my house, even though as soon as he's out of sight, I decide to go run to the scene of the crime. I see that the side driver's window was broken open. And I look in the car in the trunk and I see all this stuff. I see his clothes, deodorant, his PS3 and a bunch of games and money and all that, and even a $15 Wendy's coupon that he recently gave to me saying that there wasn't anything on it, he didn't care, only for me to find out that there was $15 on it and that I ended up getting all the food on that. But that's not important. So anyway, we're over there. And it turns out that his cousin or relative or whatever said that when he caught him, he tried to back away. Brennen tried to back away, and so he pulled in like right behind him, blocking him, and then he went out of the pickup truck, and then he took a table from the pickup truck and smashed open the driver's window that was smashed open with the table, and Brennen was actually trying to keep himself locked in there, and his relative pulled him out, and there was some blood flowing down his arm, and he railed the crap out of him. And I'm just like, wow. In the aftermath of that, since Brennen has Tourette syndrome, he didn't go to jail, he didn't get any charges or anything. Like, they just let the whole situation go. Like, they let it slide, never talked about it again, although I brought it up multiple other times, including this time while I'm making the video. And the Dodge Avenger is still sitting there in the same place it was before it was stolen, although with a trash bag on the broken window and the motor, or part of the motor, battery taken out because Brennan's not going to steal it again. And so that was my story time as to how Brennen stole the Dodge Avenger, and I don't know what other punishment he had, but anyway, that was my story time. So until next time, keep safe, may the force be with you, good night, checking out.